Final game of the season then this weekend. What would be your overall assessment of the season? And have you got a clear vision in your mind of where you'll need to improve to kick on again next year?
Definitely. I've always said short, medium and long-term plans. I'm not one for 3 and 5 year plans, so my long-term isn't that far ahead. But short-term, definitely trying to get a result against Southampton. And medium, obviously, transfer windows, and long-term, just improving bits and pieces around the football club to bring us not in line, because, as I said before, it's not been disrespectful to the football club. There's been a lot of changes, especially over the last 6 months. But certainly improve off the pitch. I did say that the football team, if this makes sense, has accelerated past the football club, and understandably so. But I'm sure with the owner's attitude that we'll speed everything up and get everything into line. As I said, there's a lot of things that have happened off the pitch as well with the ownership. But what I've had to do is concentrate on the team and competing in the best league in Europe, and with that possibly the best league in the world. And for a promoted team to do what we've done is we've had a lot of plaudits, but you've asked for me my opinion. I think it's been an incredible achievement to be in the position that we have been all season. You know, we're not. It's not like let's say a team that's been in the Premier League, kept all the players, dropped into the Championship, kept all the players, and bounced back. Say the Newcastle one with Rafa Benitez a few years ago, that have come up, and as a promoted side, you know, this is a promoted side out of League One, to compete at the level that we have done all season. In terms of the performances that we've produced, the results that we've got has been, a fabulous achievement, and all the credit, you know, goes to the players, and I thank my staff as well for the support that they've given me as well. But it's been a real team effort, and with the opportunity of finishing in 8th position on Sunday afternoon is a great target for us.
For everything that you have achieved this season, do you look at this as just the start, the platform to establish Sheffield United in the Premier League for a long period of time now?
I'd like to think so, but we understand how difficult it is. You know, we've had a consistent run of form. We haven't had too many big injuries. So, you know, you always have to have a bounce of the ball, and stay clear of big injuries. So hopefully that'll happen. But the ambition for myself is one for us to establish ourselves in the Premier League for a long period, and then playing the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City and Manchester United season in, season out. But as I've told you before, and I think you understand, I'm not a comfortable manager. I understand the pitfalls of the game. I see players, I've seen teams, managers, all of a sudden think they've landed. I certainly don't feel that myself. There's a burning desire to improve the football club. Obviously, from a football club's point of view, there's work to be done as well. So hopefully they'll see that as an opportunity to establish the football club just as much as I want to. But I've got, as I said, a burning desire to do well for myself, the staff and the players going forward.
Is work already underway on bringing transfers in for next season, and how important is it to get that recruitment absolutely right?
We've had to, Tim. You know, we've obviously invested in a couple of young players. We've felt our recruitment over the last 3 or 4 years has had to be close to spot on. There's certain players that have obviously, you know, not maybe been as successful as we would have liked them to be. So I think that happens at certain majority of football clubs. But for the majority of ones, have slotted in and produced performances and increased in assets from where we got them from to where they are now. I think a lot of work, you know, goes on. Well, I know a lot of work goes on on the training ground, and the attitude of the players is for them to improve as well. And we have to get our recruitment spot on. We can't overpay players. We can't just come in and go over the top of the majority of clubs in the Premier League, well, if not all of them, and put another couple of £1 million on the feed for them to come to Sheffield United and more on the wages. We have to work really hard to identify and then work to get these players over the line. So definitely, I've seen areas that we need to improve on, and hopefully the squad, when it comes back and for pre-season, and more importantly at the start of the season, will be a stronger squad than where we're finishing now.
Callum Robinson, obviously promoted this week with West Brom. How do you see his future? Have you got a sort of clear...
Tim, I'm not going to talk about individual players, really. Callum's under contract with us. There's always at the end of the season changes. Players come back from loan periods. Callum's done great. I'm delighted for Callum and West Bromwich Albion, Slaven, and Luke Dowling, the chief exec. It's a big club, and it's a great achievement to get back into the Premier League, as we talked about Leeds United last year. But there's always decisions at this part of the season that the clubs have to make in terms of structuring the squad, and obviously Callum is our player, and we'll deal with that accordingly.
Mike Riley is conducting a review of VAR today. In one or two words, can you just sum up the performance of VAR this season?
I think we're still waiting back from the stills of the Villa game. So, it's a little bit raw still, as you can imagine. I think when you talk about VAR decisions, it does make me laugh that some managers think that they've been on the receiving end of the worst decisions. We've been on the receiving end of the worst decision by a country mile, in my opinion. It's there's obviously a lot of opinion going around about it. We all want this to work in the best possible way, because it's here to stay, I get. And we want consistent decisions, and I think that's what we're all after. Whether it's handball decision, whether it's any sort of decision that obviously is debatable, we want to come to the correct outcome as close as we possibly can. Obviously when the Premier League come round at the start of the season, they're talking about upping the percentages to correct decisions. That's what I suppose we're all after, and hopefully we'll get more correct decisions. Possibly won't say what I would like to say regarding what happened at Villa Park, hopefully everything watches are switched on, and people are watching from a distance to get that decision right, as much as everybody else has had their issues as well.